I'm a little sunburned, guys. Can you tell? My morning meditation got a little out of hand this morning, but I was having a business conversation with a lady who I met at the pool. So my 1 hour turned into 3. So that was kind of nice. All right. I love it. Hello, hello. All right, Marina. So do you want to tee this up and then we'll jump right in?
Yeah, you bet. So welcome everyone. So the teams that are here are my team, Marina Winkler, Ambassador Diamond from British Columbia. I'm on Vancouver Island, and also Mylène. Her entire team is here as well, and she's an Ambassador Diamond, brand new, which is exciting, from Quebec, so most of her team is here as well. So thanks to everyone for hopping on. This is a Diamonds and Above Zoom, so if you are not a Diamond, it's a big deal that you're on. You were chosen to be here. People are excited. They see you running, and it's because you're heading to the top and your vision is clear. So we're so excited. So Amber Parker, who is an Ambassador Diamond but also works for corporate, she is going to just pour into us today. We're going to do some Q&A, but she's also going to share about the comp plan, which we all know most of us struggle with. I'm an ambassador and I still don't know how to do anything that comes to any mind when it comes to compensation, other than when Amber speaks. She just sort of like knows how to explain it so well, and it's incredible. So Amber, please just tell us just your story, a little bit about you, and just get us started. We're so stoked.
Yeah, you guys. So I started this business. I'm coming up, August will be 8 years. Oh, and I just get choked up thinking about that. I mean, my son is 9. His entire life, he's only known mom and dad home. And what a blessing that is. Like, how many kids can actually say that I get to spend every day with my mom and my dad? And it's just an incredible blessing. And I'm going to hold it together today. But you guys, I truly feel like, dang it, I'm so blessed. And even this morning, talking to that lady at the pool, she was like, it sounds like you have it all. And I was like, yeah, like I have the best of the best right in my hands with this company. But it wasn't always like that. And in fact, I'll share with you guys, when I found this company, I was really broke, mentally, emotionally, physically. I was depressed. I just had 2 babies. I gained 100 pounds with one, 80 with the other. And our lights were shut off the day before I had my son. I remember driving home and being like, do we even have electricity? Like, that is where we were. And I just kept praying and praying and praying. And about April of that year, I started seeing, the body wrap on social media. And I was like, I don't have 25 extra bucks. Like I don't even have $25. And the more and more I just kept thinking, like, there's got to be more than life than just working to survive, to not survive, to learn how to survive, to work even harder. You're not even surviving, you're actually dying. And I decided in August, I finally tried that wrap, and I didn't have $99. So I did a couple hair appointments, joined. And all I did, because I was that person who said, don't talk to me about the business. I just want to get my product for free. And I couldn't afford a monthly commitment for an auto shipment. So I signed up to be a distributor. So if you have those kind of people that approach you guys, don't discredit them. Do not choose for them that, okay, yeah, you should be a customer. Or, oh, they were a kidnapper. Well, I was too for the first 15 days. I was too when I told her that I was ready to sign up. And then I decided there's actually more to this than I even have in my hands. So at that point, what was it? Mid-August, I signed up. 45 days later, I went Ruby, and all I did was share my results, you guys. That's it. That's all I did for those 45 days. I was passionate. I was excited. I had my own wrap results. And the best part about that is that you guys can do that in 45 minutes. If you're starting 45 minutes later, as soon as those wraps come in, you can have your own personal results, corporate approved 24 hours later, you're good to go. And that's what I did. I was so obsessed with my own results that I figured it was my job to share it with everyone that I knew. And that's where I found my first distributor, was an actual party. She's still with me almost 8 years later, still one of my dearest friends. And I started this business with strangers. And so my friends and family weren't the first ones to join me. My sister, I always laugh because you guys, took her 7 years. 7 years, my own freaking sister. She's crazy, right? Well, I will get my craziness from her. But you guys, I truly trust in that timing, and it was her time now, and it wasn't then. And so if your friends and family aren't supporting you, we're going to talk about that too. But you know, we went Ruby in 45 days, Diamond November 15th, because I thought I had to be Diamond by the date I joined. And that wasn't true, but I didn't have anyone to ask. I had no support. And then I went Diamond, was Diamond for, you know, a couple months, went to conference, and went from Diamond to triple in 30 days. So in 8 months, I was triple Diamond and brought my husband home. And you guys, I really want to like backpedal this, because I think a lot of times people think, oh, maybe she had success teed up before then. That's wrong. I had no followers. I didn't have an Instagram. Okay, Facebook, I think, had 200 friends from high school. And I completely built this business from ground up. So that was exciting and fun. And I'm going to teach you just all the questions that you guys have. I want tonight to be about you and how I did it. What do you need? What are you missing? Where's all the pieces of the puzzle? And how do we take you from Diamond to Ambassador the fastest that we can? It's not fun sitting at a rank. Even Ambassador, it's not fun sitting at a rank for so long. You will lose your drive and your passion. And so you have to know what that next goal is. And so, you know, don't compare your journey. It doesn't matter if you just recently went Diamond or if you've been with us for 4 or 5 years and you're not yet Diamond. There's a reason why you're on this call tonight. And I hope and I pray that you can leave here knowing the answer to whatever reason that was for you. Marina, do we have questions? And if you guys have questions too, drop them in the chat, please. Like, I want this to be like a me and you hangout session. We're going to break all the things down. And if you guys have questions, from how do I homeschool to how do I manage a business to how do I not go crazy to, oh wait, I do go crazy. All the things, I just want you guys to be able to answer those questions that you guys have.
We do have, I have quite a few from my Diamonds and Above that came together to ask quite a few questions that I'm sure many of you will get, you'll like relate to it or wonder about this. You know, we have quite a few, so just sit back and enjoy. Some of you who are kind of newer may not fully understand, but Amber's here to fully explain things to us in a dumbed down version, because I need that sort of stuff, and I'm sure many of you are just like me. So one of the first questions that was asked here was, how do you build culture in your team to have stronger leaders rise up, and in what ways do you provide recognition?
Okay, this is all about transparency, right? I'm gonna give you guys, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything, all right? Culture in my team, I truly think that, and you can ask my team, and some of my team's on here, so if they have any, you know, feedback as if they were getting asked, please drop it in the comments. But I truly create friendships before culture. And because I feel like friendships sometimes, you know how they say friends can be thicker than, you know, family's not always blood, and friendships can be thicker than family. And I think that if I can build friends in a community, these girls are going to link together, these girls are going to link together, and then you're just going to have this web of friendships. So I really try to unite them on Zooms together. We do retreats, we do get-togethers. I really encourage my teams too to work with sidelines. So I'm not in Utah anymore, and so this Thursday, a couple of our girls are doing watch parties, and they're inviting any team to come in as well. And so we don't have a closed door policy, we have an open door policy, and that you help everyone. And that you will get rewarded in some way, shape, or form with that. So I do a lot of friendships, and then I just truly care about people. And I think, again, if you are a friend first, everything else is going to fall into place, versus you're a box, you know, you're a Ruby, you're this. Build that friendships first. And I'm friends with people who who were in my business that aren't working anymore. Like, I'm still friends with them, genuine friends with them. So just leave the door open. It's a bigger view out there. And then as far as recognition, I suck. I truly, truly, truly suck at recognition, you guys. And it's because I never had it. And I can use that as an excuse, but this year I'm truly working on it. It's just something that I never even got a recognition for anyone besides my downline until I was top 50 in the company. And it's just because I didn't have a sponsor. I didn't have an upline. So when I jumped in, I had my E-suite and my back office, and I learned everything myself. And so it's hard because I know that there's different personalities, but for me, this is your job. like, I love when people are like, oh, I got a customer. It's like, yes, for the first 30 days, I'm going to be so proud of you. After your 30 days, that's your job. Okay. Like, I want to give you some recognition, but like, nobody says, hey, Amber, oh my gosh, good job. You got 10 hosted posts up today. That's my job. Like, I'm not going to get rewarded or recognized for doing what's the minimum requirement. But if you can go above and beyond, then yeah, sure. Have some shout outs and stuff. But even for, promotional recognition and stuff like that, I basically do diamonds and above as long as there's not an ambassador. So if they have an ambassador, then I just, let the ambassador handle that. But anyone that's new diamond, once they validate, I send them a little gift, and then I like to do little, just when God tells me to send little gifts. And then, sorry, I got distracted. But the other thing is too, is a lot of people do recognition on social media. I try, but then I feel really bad when I miss someone, and I don't want to leave anyone out. So it's just like, can I just send you a private message? Is that going to be enough? But everyone's love language is different in how they feel loved and supported. And so we are diving more into that this year as well, learning what their love language is and how they feel appreciated. I could send them gifts, but if words of affirmation and I haven't said good job, then they feel really crappy. So learning the love languages really helps with recognition. And I'm working on getting better with it. I am, but I'm far from perfect. Far from perfect. And I let the co-sponsors do a lot of the recognition too. Just because I personally enrolled them doesn't mean that the 5 people that they're placed under can't recognize them as well. Please, yes, the more the merrier. So those are, I don't know if that helped.
I think that's awesome though, and it goes right back to the color personality. So if you're someone who hasn't learned about that, that's something I suggest everyone does, is go find out what color you are, but find out what your team is also. So when I'm first signing people, I get them to do the color personalities to find out what, because we're all going to be learning and loving and, reacting to people in totally different ways. So it's the same as the love languages. So Amber, someone's wanting to know, and for those who don't know what onboarding is, someone wants to know about the tips for onboarding new DTs, how to get them into action without overwhelming them right off the bat. So when you first signing a distributor, how do you get them excited? How do you get them not overwhelmed and for them to feel comfortable coming into this?
So the process starts before you even recruit them in. And I think that's where we actually fall short, is they're not overwhelmed once they get in. They're terrified to be overwhelmed once they are in. And so for me, I follow the simple task list that takes 30, 60 minutes, and I tee that up while I'm talking to them. I would say something like, hey, Samantha, I'm so excited to tell you a little bit more about what I do. Basically, what I do is I market for a company. We follow a daily task list, getting a few things done on social media. That's 30 to 60 minutes or less a day. Do you think that's something that could fit into your schedule? If she says no problem. I'm like, can you do 30? Like, I want to know where they're at. And then once they're in, I give them I always sign up my own distributors. I don't send them to my website. And it's very, very rare that they just sign up themselves on my website. But I like to enter my distributors, and then I send them a video of Mark's video that pops up at the end that says, hey, welcome. We're so excited to have you here. Maybe life beat you up a little bit, but I could go on to the whole video because I've watched it so many times. So I record that, I send it to them, and then I scroll down after the video plays and I say, okay, sis, like, this is step 1, download the app. Step 2, we're going to sell your samples. I'm going to walk you through all that. Again, remember to follow, copy and paste our scripts. I have everything teed up for you. I'm going to be here for you. The more you communicate with me, the better off you're going to be. And then I say, I'm going to send you over. I don't ask, I just say. And I think that's a lot of things where people get overwhelmed is they're like, when can you chat? When can you call? Can you jump on a Zoom? No, guys, like, we want to show people that this fits into the nooks and crannies of our day. And I could send it at 9 a.m., but maybe they can't respond till 2. That's not a big deal. There's no emergency where it has to be rushed and pushed. No, if my distributor doesn't talk to me for 4 days, like, it's not the end of the world. I don't take it personally. I don't think that they ran with the company. It's not a huge deal. So I give them their first post after that. I also tell them before, you're going to have me and a few other people to help you along the way. They're co-sponsors, right? So they know that's coming. And then what else do? I give them their first post. I tee up their co-sponsorship. I do send the color personality test and the love language test. I just say, when you get a second, maybe later tonight, once the kids are in bed, remind them that it's okay that they're busy. All right. And that I'm going to work with your schedule. And so, maybe later tonight, take those tests, send me those results when you get a second. And then here's the daily task list. Here's the 9 videos. They're 3 to 6 minutes. Whenever you can start watching them, that would be great. For now, let's just get up this post, which is their first post. I just started something new. And then within the first week, I like to teach host to post if I can. Again, but I walk with them. Some people are like, I'm done within 4 hours. And you're like, okay, we're running. I got it. Another day, at times it takes 2 or 3 weeks. It's not a huge deal. So I add them to my team page, and then I don't tag them in a bunch of stuff on a team page. Everything is one-on-one. It is so much more personal, and I feel like they can hide in the group chat, and they can also hide in a team page, and that's where they get overwhelmed. So I do everything via text, or I try to take it all to Facebook. But that's what I do.
I love that. That's the one thing I always say. When you sign someone into the team pages, don't tag them in every single post, because they're going to be like, what? I have to read all 1,200 of these things that you just tagged me in? This sucks.
Or they're like, they don't see it, they're at work, and then 4 days later they're like, hey, have you sent me anything? And you're like, yeah, I tagged you in 12 videos while you were busy, by the way. Like, I never saw it. So don't do it.
Just don't do it, guys. Okay, so this is a big one, and I think that most of us who are distributors have dealt with this at one point or another, including ourselves. But how do you approach a distributor that has started to fall off during the summer months because it's busy, the kids are home? I mean, it's been a little different. Obviously, we've had COVID, so we've all been home. But what do you think? What would you say you do when it comes to that?
I always remember and try and just stay on, you guys. Our job is to recruit now. I don't know who said it. I would hate to misquote somebody, but they said it's easier to give birth than it is to raise the dead. And it doesn't mean that you leave them high and dry. I mean, definitely reach out to them and say, hey, it's a new month. I know you were so busy. Your dog was painted pink last month. Like, I get it, sis. Okay. Like, life was hard. But I'm doing a relaunch on July 1st. And I wanted to know if you wanted to learn how we're building our business in about an hour a day. Does that sound like something you want to relaunch in? Yes or no? Either they're going to respond to you, or they're not going to respond to you. It's no problem. Like, I think my mentality is like, no big deal. I don't know. I don't stress over the small stuff. I go into every month with no team. None, guys. Like, in my mind, I have no ambassadors. I have no presidentials. I have no diamonds. I have no rubies. I have no qualified legs. It's my job to build 3 new people, 2 ruby every month. That's what keeps me going. So I'm not necessarily always focused on the one I signed up in January that didn't do anything for 6 months. Constantly reach out to them, but don't depend on them, right? Like, do it with grace and a grain of salt. And if they come back, then yeah, sure. But my job is for 3 new every single month. I can't control what stays. I can only control my output. So that's what I would say. Definitely reach out, but go find new. I feel like too, a lot of people get stuck at Ruby because they're like, oh, I have 2 people, I have 3 people. And then the next month they're depending on those 3 people to carry them to Diamond. And then those same 3 people to carry them to Ambassador. 99% of the time, that's not the case. Like, you haven't even met your next Diamond yet. How cool is that? So that's like, when I'm out and about, I'm scoping. Like, who's going to be my next Diamond? And it keeps the fire under me, that it makes me excited versus saying, oh, I had 4 rubies and they just all left last month. Like, ugh. Okay, nothing you can do. Like, let's roll. We got new people to help, right?
I think that's something that's a lot of our team struggles with, is hanging on to those people who are just doing nothing because they're there and they worked so hard to get them. So it's like they have this attachment to them. Like, I want them to succeed. Why don't they want to be rich like us? You know, like, what's wrong with them? Katrina had said that to me today. I don't understand why people just don't want to get rich. It just makes no sense to me, you know?
Yeah.
So let's piggyback off that and go to, what do you say to someone when basically like they're not killing it over here. So they go ahead and start another side hustle, but they want to do both. Like, what do you say to that? What do you tell them?
You know, it was interesting. The lady at the pool this morning asked me the same question. She goes, Amber, have you ever met someone who's done 2 like marketing companies? And I said, no. No one successful has ever done 2 companies. Hasn't happened. Why? Because there's a few things. Number one, like, can we talk about how hard it is starting a business from scratch, building an incredible business? Just one company. Let's go ahead and do 2 because that sounds like a great idea. No, sis, no homie, like not happening, okay? So you can't, okay? And it's the same thing as a stylist. Think about as a stylist, would I ever go work at one salon here and one salon there? Would I ever, and competing, mind you, would I do like Redken, a salon, and a Aveda salon? Absolutely not. Like, how can I say Aveda is the best product and so is Redken? You can't, okay? So, and people don't want to feel used and abused. And a lot of times when you're first of all, and the number one reason is it's actually illegal, okay? So you're not allowed, in most, every company that I know of anyways, you're not allowed to do 2 network marketing companies, whether they're competing or not. And if you do, you're not allowed to use the same platform. Okay. And it's just risky, man. Like, people are going to be like, oh, here goes Jessica with this company. And now these cute little earrings from Amazon, she's doing this one. And oh my gosh, look at her magnetic lashes here. And the thing is, you guys, I support so many companies. I don't need to post about them. There's 100 million people in the world that aren't in network marketing companies. Like, I don't need to also banter back and forth either. Like, if somebody says, hey, Amber, yeah, I'll do a post for you. Will you order for me? Like, no, because then every friend is going to want you to be ordering all their stuff and you're going to be broke. Like, it's not worth one person getting up a post for me to go buy a t-shirt or whatever. Like, I don't know what they sell. Okay. So the answer is that you want people to trust you, and it's already hard enough for people to trust you that your company is the best, and then let alone do another company. It's just, it doesn't mean I can't support them. It doesn't mean that I can't buy their lashes or their nails or whatever. It just means that I have 100% responsibility building an ethical business the right way, and I can be a customer for them if I choose to, but I don't have to. So just don't do it. It burns the trust even with your upline. Even if they're not competing, you guys. If they have a customer option, do the customer option, okay? Support them for sure. But one business is enough for me.
I love how for like 3 of our questions so far, you've ended with, just don't do it.
I love it.
Just don't. Are we getting a pattern here, folks? Don't do it. Okay, so here's a good one. Okay, so someone had asked, how do you get new distributors going that are not technology savvy without taking up all of your day?
1 solid hour of training really helps, you guys. Like, just, I don't have time to literally sit with every single distributor. I mean, I probably could if I was doing 3 and really walk them through things, but you have to learn too. And this is why I always go back to my roots of when I started this business, is that what if we didn't have social media? How would you build your business? It's like, I have people who literally, I just met a girl here on the island, so cute. And I was like, have you ever considered like being an influencer on social media? And she was like, well, I don't really have social media. Y'all, she's 24 years old. She has no social media. She's like, I haven't logged into Instagram in probably 3 years, and I don't have a Facebook. Okay. So now most of you would be like, how do you train her? I would go and sit at a coffee shop with her, and I would ask her what she's more comfortable with, Instagram or Facebook. Or I would teach her how to talk to people face to face. And so I just think that either spend the hour with them and train them with them on a Zoom, something. Obviously, we're all mainly virtual right now, but if at all you can, meet up with them. I'm a visual learner. If you try and explain to me how to log in somewhere, unless I'm actually doing it, I am out. Like, I just can't. I failed high school, barely passed, like, but that's why I loved hair school, because I could, they would show me and I would do it, not read about it and pretend to figure it out. So take the time and either ask them, and then don't shun them if they don't. You just have to pivot, and you have to learn how to run a business face to face. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Amber.
Yeah.
Okay, this one, I know, I don't know a single person who has not struggled with this, so I think it's going to be nice to hear your perspective on things, but how do you not compare yourself to others? And I know they say very easily, you know, we don't compare our chapter 2 to someone's chapter 25, but it's so hard when you see someone killing it. Or what if you are in the same chapter as them, but they're killing it and you've been there the same amount of time? How do you get people not doing that? And how do you feel about it?
Well, a lot of that stems from the personal growth that's required every day, you guys. This business is a personal development with a compensation plan. The more that you're willing to grow is where your paycheck will go. We know at this point in our business what to do on the daily. Would you guys agree? Like, we know we get paid in to bring new customers, bring in distributors, do host posts, use the products. That's habit at this point, right? And so now where we have to focus is the mindset. And I still compare, but I'm aware when I compare, and I just snooze them. I love them, but like, I snooze everyone for 30 days. And I would highly recommend that if your Facebook feed is more distributors than it is potentials, you got to flip it around. It doesn't mean that you can't, you don't have to unfriend them and block them. But there was a time in my business when I was the only person who went ambassador the month I went ambassador. And it was in June. And so come July, I was like comparing myself to everyone else. Like, why am I actually high and they're low? Like, what am I doing differently? And I actually don't want to celebrate my successes because they're not, no one else is moving as fast. And so there's the opposite of that comparison game too. Okay. So it's not always, wow, she's bigger than me. Sometimes it's like, I think I need to put a lid on my own success because my team's not following me. Or homegirl who started with me at the same month, she's not where I'm at either. And so I recognize when I'm doing that, and I just think about staying in my lane. When we're driving a car and you start looking left, your car's going to go left, right? And if you start looking right, your car is going to go right. And that's when we crash. And I don't want my business to crash. So I'm going to stay in my lane. And if I find myself, it's this little feeling of like, I'm unworthy, I'm unqualified, I can't, she signed up 67. I only got 62 customers this month. Like, ridiculous, you guys. And a lot of times too, we compare last month to this month. Stop doing that too. Because there's seasons. There's like, last month I signed up a ton of customers. This month I'm signing up a ton of distributors. So there's ebbs and flows too. And so am I going to be mad at myself that I'm not at 37 customers this month? No, celebrate the success in the season that you're in, and then snooze anyone who makes you compare. Comparison is the thief of joy. And so I don't know about you guys, but I need joy in my life. And so if I'm having the opposite, like, it's got to go. I love them, but even my leaders, I snooze them. They know it too. I got no shame in my game because I'm on social media to build a business, and I love them, and they pop up every 30 days, and then I just snooze. Give them some love, snooze, because we want our potentials on our feed. So remove it.
Didn't know you could snooze people.
For 30 days. It's the coolest thing ever. And then they pop back up in 30 days.
How do you snooze people?
There's a 3 dots next to their name, and you literally just click it and they'll say snooze Sarah for 30 days.
Half my team's on here. They're like, oh God, is she going to snooze me?
Yeah, no, I truly do. Like, and my leaders know it too. They can always tell, like, when I start liking their stuff, they're like, oh, I popped back up in Amber's feed. And like, you check on them, of course. But again, I think that more people feel more loved having a text or a Marco than they do a like or a comment anyways. So, and I want to be effective and efficient when I'm on social media instead of having to scroll through 27 It Works posts. And the more you engage in It Works posts, the more they're going to show you. So if you want to break up your algorithms, stop engaging with distributors. Just a little tip.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Right.
Okay, so next question is, when someone takes the colored personality test in the beginning, you find out they're yellow.
Okay.
How do you check in with them without chasing them, making them feel like they're going, I don't know, how about I'm going to read it instead of trying to make my own version here. Sorry, Natalie, kiboshed it. So, okay, how do you go about checking in with new DTs without chasing them, but that instead you're encouraging and training them to take initiative to learn even when they don't know how to do everything like we all started?
Okay, so yellows love to be of service. They love to be a part of something and know that what they're doing is contributing. So I'm a yellow, and I had signed a lot of yellows, no problem, right? And so you want to share what it's going to do collectively as a whole. Like, oh my gosh, you're a leader now. Oh my gosh, you just got a customer that helps you get this and us get this, and you want to work together. So I really train people the same way, where their color personalities come in more so, not in the beginning, but once they're promoting. And once it's like, once they get the basics, then how do they respond or do they react? And so that's when I really dive in, but train everyone the same. And then you'll be able to see, once you're past the first initial steps, how do they like to show up, or what triggers them, or what lights them up. But tell them what it's contributing to, you know, like, oh my gosh, you're going to be Sarah's emerald for her diamond. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, yay, I get to help you. So tell them like what they are. Not a qualified box, like, you know, obviously, like, but be smart about your words. But yellows are good. Yellows will be loyal too. They'll always show up. They don't want to hurt your feelings.
Right to the end. We're always here.
Yeah, exactly.
Am I right? Okay, so this is more for, I guess, like, if you're a diamond and above, you'll understand this. If you're a newbie, you can strive to get this eventually, but or just go for it right now. But like, how do you what's your personal secret to popping diamonds, like, on your team? How do you get we all know that you pop diamonds, so how you do it?
I do it together as a team, first of all, and I think that that's a big thing that a lot of people don't do, is like, I recruit, so, but I can't keep up. And you guys, you can recruit mass amounts, but if it's just you have no leaders, and then everything rises and falls on you. And so co-sponsoring in is very crucial, and it's important that you find the ruby is going to be co-sponsored in with the emerald and the diamond and you, okay? And then her distributors are going to be co-sponsored with her emerald, and her diamond. And so building this layered leadership so more people can really celebrate that, and you have it working, like, it's not just me working with 15 people, it's me working with the 3 that are working with the 3 that are working with the 3, and it really compounds and builds your foundation from the base, instead of everything you're trying to build a house like this. If you try to build a roof, it will fall. Every time, it'll fall, right? I cannot build a house by starting on the roof. I must have some form of a foundation, right? And so if I don't build the distributors up, then I'm not going to have structures enough for windows, and I'm surely never going to have a roof with an actual roof on it, right? So find and dig deep into that organization, but allow the people that you place under to be a part of that celebration too. And then I stay in one place until it's a diamond. Like, as much as I can, I try and just find that 1 or 2 people that are ready. Like right now, I'm building a diamond, and there's 4 people above her, but she's the one that's ready. I can always go up and have this person pop a ruby and qualified leg, this person pop a ruby and qualified leg, and now I have 4 diamonds. But what a lot of people do is they rebuild, right? You build out an emerald and you're like, oh, but they're not working, but they're running an auto shipment. They're not working, but they've signed up 6 customers this month. But they're not working means they're not working to your degree, right? Newsflash, no one should be working as much as you are. If they are, you better pick it up. So allowing that, you know, that unity and then the work ethic and then just staying here until it's done. Like, find new promotions instead of building a Ruby and then moving on because that Ruby didn't stick. Oh, let's just build a new one and build a new one. Well, of course they're not sticking because they're not seeing the wins. Instead, you're just basically digging out a new hole for your foundation, digging out a new hole for your foundation, and now it's muddy. Like, just stick there and build it until it's finished.
So just the other day, Amber and Milen and I had a Zoom with just the three of us, and it was so amazing because even me being over 5 years in, there's so many things that I didn't realize. And I think that we as leaders get caught up in, we just have to rebuild on our top line. You know, if it's crumbled, we're going to rebuild here. And I didn't realize how not big a deal it is to reach way, way down, which, I mean, I personally have done a lot of that, but I know that a lot of leaders are taught to do the complete opposite, that you're not to reach down, that you're going to make way less money by going way down in your organization. And Amber explained to us in a way that it was like mind blowing. It's pennies. It's the difference of pennies instead of you actually reaching down and helping someone and building them. It doesn't matter how many legs or, levels down they are. If you can build a diamond 12 levels down, it's going to be just as amazing as up top. And eventually those other people will sift out if they're not involved, or you can build around them if they, you know. And it was just like, it was like she gave us the pass. It's okay. It's okay to come down, guys. Sorry, my phone turned off here. Okay.
You're good.
So Amber, we're so grateful for you. Is everyone learning so much already? It's amazing. Okay, so this one's big. I mean, so how do you approach someone on your team who's always procrastinating or always comes with excuses, but they always show up? They're always there. They show up. They're active. They don't ghost you, but they have excuse after excuse after excuse as to why they're not succeeding.
I don't do well with excuses.
I don't either.
I really, truly don't. A lot of times, like I always say, there's this analogy called feel, felt, found. Okay. And I use it as objections for signing distributors. I use it as objections for loyal customers. And I want you guys to use it as the same objections when your team comes to you. And the other thing is I don't handle whining and moaning. Like I will not do it. Okay. And I won't tolerate it. So if somebody can, and I always think of what would Pam do, okay? If I constantly went to Pam and I was like, Pam, I think I'm ready for ambassador this month, but you know, like I just ate too many cookies and like it's not gonna go through. Do you think what is she truly gonna say to me? She is not gonna have any of your excuses, right? So one time I was like, I need to talk, I need a swift kick in the butt, and she said, you have 30 seconds, I'm setting a timer and we're done, you're gonna come up with solutions. And as an upline, as a mentor, she didn't even give me the solution. She made me come up with the solutions. And so a lot of times do the turnaround. Somebody comes to you with an excuse or procrastination or whatever, like, okay, and why do you think that is? Why? Ask why 10 times. Okay. So they can answer their own questions and then it's not your fault, but it's their awareness. And then just expect it. I had one time I had a triple diamond. She would always be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm coming to the training. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm coming. She would never show up. And for the first like 10 times, I was like, took it personal because I'm yellow. And I was like, you know, this is just who she is. She's not showing up. Or this is just who they are. They just procrastinate. Okay. We all do. Give it grace, but have that deep conversation with them too and say, how many, like, hey sis, like we've progressed. And it's a lot of times in leaderships too, you guys, it's we, it's us, it's we, let's us. Okay. So it's not you, me, I, but it's, hey, we've been down this road a little bit. Like you've procrastinated a little bit. How can we help you? How can we fix this? Even though I know it ain't got nothing to do with me and I'm not trying to fix this problem, but it's the way that we use the language. And instead I could say, okay, Jessica, you have procrastinated for 27 days. I'm over it, sis. Like you told me you wanted this. You. What are you going to do about it? At that point, she's going to feel attacked, right? But instead, if I said, hey, Jess, okay, we have been down this road, meaning I'm here with you 27 days. We had a goal for you to do this, to be diamond. I want it just as bad for you. Let's find a plan. Let's figure out a solution. Let's us, okay? And then feel, felt, found. It's, I totally know how you feel. I felt that same way. I totally know how you feel when, you know, your kids are now home for the summer. I have homeschooled my kids for 3 years, okay? I totally know how you feel when your husband goes back to work. I felt that same way when my husband did. What I found was that I'm actually more focused when I'm on vacations, when I'm home with my kids, when I'm with my husband, because I have to be. So feel, felt, found. I totally know how you feel. I didn't have $99 either, but I felt the same way. I felt like, what if I fail? But what I found was I spent $99 on things that never pay me back. What if this does? Feel, felt, found, okay? And then let's us. It really makes a difference, you guys, and it's something so small, but long-term, it'll make a huge impact over your business.
Awesome. Thanks, Amber. So, how do you get your teams? So obviously most people on here are like running and or are diamonds and above, but how do you get like your everyday people who haven't quite made it there? How do you get them inspired? How do you get them on to come on Zooms? Like Zooms are always fire. We always know we get our fires lit when we're on here, but how do you get them to show up? Like, do you have incentives for them, or is it really just, if you don't want it, you don't want it. If you do, you do?
You know, and I think, you guys, not everything is convenient for everyone. A lot of times the terms that we use that really cripple us is always, everyone, nobody. It's a very broad wording that you're actually paralyzing a lot that are. And so watch those sentences too. But my thought is always, some will, some won't. So what? We move on. And I don't take it personal. If I sent this Zoom out to 14 people and 3 showed up, I'm going to be grateful for the 2 or the 3, right? And I know there's times where I've even said like, hey, yeah, I'll jump on a Zoom, for instance, last week. And Josh was like, hey, you had a Zoom 8 minutes ago. I was like, shoot, like I totally spaced it. Okay. But I showed up and I was there and I said, I'm sorry. Like, right. No problem. Give grace. The only thing you can do is control your output, meaning sorry, my kid just asked me to get out of freaking sucker. But the only thing you can control is your output. And then pray and be thankful for the ones that do, okay? And again, it's that numbers game. If you're depending on the 3 distributors from 6 months ago to jump on every single Zoom, no, that's not what's gonna drive them. But then also sending it personally to them versus a post and tag, I think is a little bit more personal too. Like everyone wants to feel included and everyone wants to feel special. But doing, the more individual you can do your business, and at this point, every single person on here should be able to text, call, FaceTime, anyone who needs them should be personal, in my opinion. You can all, at this point in the game, handle 15 distributors that are texting, calling, or something along those lines. And if you can't, that's when you need to dive into personal development, because how are you going to do it as an ambassador? How are you going to do it as an ambassador 2.0? Okay. But remember, build that layered leadership so they have some place to go to.
Well, and the cool thing is that it doesn't happen overnight. Like you gradually become a diamond, a double diamond, a triple diamond, and your responsibilities grow with each rank. So you're not doing it all at once. It's not like you're a distributor, all of a sudden you're an ambassador with like thousands of people that you're trying to take care of. You know what I mean? So, okay. So someone asked this question and I love it because being a yellow personality myself, I would love to know the answer to this also, because I feel like I spend way too much time on people because of my sensitive heart. How do you deal with people who are constantly negative and not willing to change their mindset, yet they're maybe even a leader on your team? Maybe they're a leader, maybe they're someone, but they're just like, it's constant. Whatever you say, they say the opposite, whatever, you know, and they're just not willing to work with you, and they're difficult human beings. And we have quite a few of them. So sorry if you're on here.
You'll always have them. You will. And either you're going to not take it personal and you're just going to pray for them, or you're going to be wrapped around it. and I don't do well with negativity. I don't. So if somebody keeps coming back negative, like at some point they're going to be like, awesome. Okay, cool. Thumbs up. Like you're getting minimal response from me, because what they want you to do is they want you to actually react, not respond. And good leaders respond. They don't react. And it's one of the hardest parts of leadership is how do I respond to this instead of react to this? 100% I'm still working on it. Okay. I always tell my team the hardest part about leadership is what I want to say and what I have to say. And what I want to say sometimes is like, ooh, I'm going to come 1990 gangster on you in about 4 seconds flat. And then what I have to say is like, you know what? Oh, you're trying your best and me too. And we just aren't getting along right now. And that's okay. And I'm going to pray for you. Okay. So, give it zero attention and just truly like, because again, what they want is they want misery loves company. And sometimes those negative people, either they're going to figure it out or their ship's going to burn because it's full of gas. It's full of toxic. And, Avea, shut the fridge. I don't know, whoever opened up the freezer, it's left open. So I think just giving it minimal responses and then learning to a lot of the lessons in different personalities is learning the personalities, but also pre-qualifying before. Like if they're already negative before they've even joined your business, or they whine and complain on their resume, which is for me, their Facebook wall or their Instagram wall, like no desire. Like there's so many positive people out there. Like that's my crew. And I'm open to you changing, but you got to be willing to change too. So
do you ever call people out? Like, do you actually say like, your attitude's a little bit negative right now? Like, do you tell them?
I mean, one of my greatest mentors that I've learned is he says, if you're not willing to fix the problem, you're part of the problem. And so again, I think it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So have I had to have some crucial conversations with some of my leaders? Yes. I make sure that I'm in a state of response, not react. There has been a couple incidences where I saw some behavior going around and I was told, down the chain or whatever. And I immediately took it to the source. It was freaking hard. It was really hard. Because sometimes I think if I just ignore it, it'll go away. If I just ignore it, it'll go away, and it won't. And there's a book called Crucial Conversations. You guys should read it. It's really freaking hard. But sometimes those hard conversations can build the greatest trust. And, teeing it up like, I love you enough to let you know that your behavior towards your team is killing their team and they're coming to me. And I want to coach you. And so here's some things that anonymously they've said, that you yell too much or you're too mean to them or, you always are just pretty negative. And so how do you feel about that? Get their perspective. The Art of Negotiation by Voss is an awesome book too. And it's about negotiating those feelings. You guys, I've studied so much, but it's because I'm passionate about building a long-term business. And I think a lot of this is what areas am I going to study in besides how much more can I post on Facebook and how much more can I use a product and how much more can I, figure out my algorithms. A lot of it comes from that external study. So Voss, Art of Negotiation, you guys, hands down, one of the craziest, trippiest, coolest books and person that I've heard, and he's been on a couple of podcasts as well. The Art of Negotiation and Crucial Conversations. I think his book's called The Art of Negotiation, something about negotiation, or it's Voss, Voss. But he was like an FBI negotiator for, I want to say like prosecuting or something. It's crazy. And he would have to negotiate people that were like on trial for the FBI. It's crazy.
I need help with that. I find
but it works in our business too,
Yeah, like I think all of us should probably read that. And I mean, especially Yellows probably, because I find that if there's any kind of negativity, I almost shut down. Like I have leaders who are like, I'll go to them and share, hey, like there's been some feedback. You're a little bit rough on them, and they're like, screw you, screw them, screw everybody.
Yeah. The other thing that's always a good question to open is, if somebody came to me about, and maybe I've done this to both of you guys at one point or whatever, but let's say I go to Marina and I'll say, hey, are you open to some coaching? If she says no, don't have the conversation because she's about to react on you. Okay. But if you can tee up the conversation of, hey, or if they keep coming to you with a problem, sit back, let them explain it, and then say, are you open to some coaching? Because I'd be happy to help you. But if you're not open to coaching, you won't be open, and we're going to waste my time, and I'm going to waste yours. So it also allows them to be like, okay, Amber's not going to attack me. She wants to help me. So that's a line that I use a lot too is, are you open to some coaching? So
I like that. So if you guys are on here and you're on my team and I come to you with, are you open to coaching? Just love me through it.
Or tell her yes. Yes.
This is my sister, everyone. My womb mate. Okay. How do you deal with this? This is good. Someone is, well, we kind of answered it earlier, but it's a little bit different form. So they say that they're adding to their network, they're messaging, they're doing all the things, yet nothing is happening. They're putting up post to post, they're doing everything. Nothing is happening in their business though. What do you think it could be? They lying?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the thing is if you actually started tracking what you're doing, you're not doing it. And this is why I love the KPI list that I came out with, because it literally is accountability to yourself. And it's those 9 things. I have a couple girls that I'm coaching right now, and they're signing up customers, but they're not signing up distributors. And they're missing the distributor actions in the task list. And I told her, I'm like, you aren't doing the things that, because they keep track of what they do daily. And so I said, you're doing the things for the loyal customers because you guys can't lie on that, right? Like if you do, and you're either lying, and I don't know how to help you at that point, but you're not doing yourself any service by lying about what you're doing. But she was missing every mark of what it takes to be a distributor. She wasn't sharing her story. She wasn't adding to her network in as far as on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And then she wasn't sending out the messages because she wasn't sharing her story. Like the list is a full circle. So I went back to her, and this was after 3 weeks, no signing distributors. And I looked at her and I said, what scares you about signing up distributors? She goes, because I failed three months ago. Okay. So at that point, she came up with her own answers, but it's because I had the proof based on her numbers of what she was reaching in this daily task list. And so it's an incredible way for it's either you did it or you didn't do it. And if you're telling me like, yeah, I'm getting up 10 hosted posts a day. Okay. Video them to me. Show them to me. You know what? Let me see your Facebook login. I'll log in and I'll check some things out. And they'll freak because they'll be like, you're not going in my inbox. You'll see that I haven't sent a single message in 2 months. Okay. And you guys, I'm telling you, if you are struggling with discipline, especially leading into the summer, do the task list that I have. It's 9 things, and then do it minimum. Okay. So do it twice, do it 3 times, and watch your business grow. And it takes about 3 weeks of being consistent on that, and you will start producing some form of result. And then the more consistent you are, the more you're going to do. So that's what our team does. And it's an easy coaching opportunity for me to say, no, you're not. I know exactly what you're not doing, versus just taking their word for it. Because even when you do all the things, there's still things that you're not doing enough. Or you're like, yeah, I shared my post. Yeah, I went live about my coffee. Yeah, I'm doing these things. But we use those words again that I said were dangerous. Always, everyone, never, right? So you're really poisoning your own ship by doing that and lying.
So this task list, will you send it to Milen and to me, and then we can share it with our teams?
It's literally like my team that's on the call, drop in the comments.
Nana's got it. Nana's going to send it to us.
It's the best. Like it truly is the best. And God put it on my heart that like this company needs something so freaking simple that's trackable. Otherwise we're beating a dead horse thinking I'm posting, I'm doing the things, but I'm not signing up customers, distributors. Then you're not doing the things. You're doing some of the things distracted. That's what you're doing. You're not intentional while you're on social media. And it literally takes 30 to 60 minutes a day and it is hands down amazing. And all the videos are on my YouTube as well that go into depth on how to train that. But now on Wednesday mornings, we actually train the whole field, and we go through the task list together on Wednesday mornings.
Okay, that's awesome. So obviously you guys just go to YouTube and YouTube Amber Parker.
Yeah.
You're not going to be disappointed. You will get a lot of stuff that you want to, that will help you with growing your business, period. Hands down. So write that down. Amber Parker, YouTube.
And what I love too, you guys, is I even have an upline tracker list. So it's allowing you to like pick 10 people to coach that month and walk them through the 4-week process. And I just told my team too, I'm like, hey, you guys are done. You know how to do it. Duplicate out. I'm spending my time with these new people that are coming in, working on it with them until it's a habit for them. And so you want this revolving door of leaders coming in and not sticking on the same leaders. Like, you have 4 weeks. Let's see how you do. And I told any of my team, they have access to me, but like, I need to go recruit too. And I want you to be the leader for your team. So it has an upline tracker list as well to be able to coach and mentor and watch their numbers change as their enrollments change. It's cool.
We love it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Amber, how often as a leader, this is more going to be for our leaders who have larger teams or a bit more of a teams, like how often are you power houring, doing team Zooms, like for your team, not outside of your team? I mean, you do for everybody, but how much do you get in for your own personal team? Like, how often should we be doing team Zooms and power hours and trainings and things like that?
You know, my team, I don't want to say they get the short end of the stick, you guys, because when they get me, they get the best me versus just a lot of me all week long. And, and I think that is also duplicatable. Like, we do no power hours together. They have the task list. Like, and I think my reasonings behind power hours is the same exact reasoning as going to the gym. If I don't go to the gym, unless Carly goes to the gym, when Carly stops, I can stop. And so if I'm teaching my team to only perform and only work their business when there's a power hour, that power hour is not convenient for them. So then they don't do it. So then they wait till the next one. And then that one's not convenient for them. So now it's 2 weeks in and they haven't done anything. This task list gives them permission to do this on their own. And that's what I want CEOs. I don't want employees. Like, I'm not a boss, guys. Like, I don't want to be your boss. I don't want you to wait for me. I'm on Pacific time. You're on Eastern time. It doesn't always match up. And so, but you know what matches up? You doing the list, you being disciplined in yours. And we all were raised employee mindset. Clock in, clock out. Not in this business, right? I want you to show up when it is your worst day and prove it to yourself, not because I'm doing it, not because I'm clocking in, doesn't mean you have to clock in, right? And so I only do the daily task list. And my team, I really push that on them. And we celebrate when we do it. And then Monday nights, we have a Zoom every Monday at 8, a team Zoom. And then I meet up with like my emeralds and above true like rising leaders on Wednesday mornings at 10. That's it. If I feel led to, I'll go live, but I just basically share content. If I'm working, I share, hey guys, I just did this between shopping, or hey, I'm sitting at the lake and I was fishing the other night and I replied to all my hosted posts. So I share what I'm doing with them more than telling them what to do, to give them ideas like, oh my gosh, I'm at the park with my kids. Now I that's okay to do. Or, you know, just that chicken smells so good. Sorry. Gosh, this brown chicken, I get distracted.
Sorry. What's up, guys, by the way?
It's Josh. But yeah, I really just, I try and not, again, have everything rise and fall on me. Like, you will be burnt out. I promise. Versus if everyone really just helps that layered leadership down and then get that CEO mindset.
Basically, work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that so much. So, and we've gone through all of our questions that we had, but I know that there was a couple of things that some people were really wanting to know. And I don't know if we need to do a whole other Zoom. If we really do want to dive in, we can get on another one. But can you briefly just we have a few up and coming leaders that are just emerging right now. Like, can you explain to them in a fast form, like about the compensation plan and just how to make money. What's our best way? How do you, when people are brand new and they're excited, and how do they explain to people why our company's the best and how they're going to make money?
Yeah. And you guys, we get paid to build. We get paid not to recruit. Like, and I was telling the lady at the pool this morning, right, for 3 hours, she was telling me like, you know, do you have to like keep up? Do you have to like have inventory? Do you have all these things, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, listen, if you decide to do this business with me, I get paid nothing. If you pay your $99, I get paid not a dime. So I'm not concerned with recruiting you. I'm concerned with helping you. And so the main things at this point in your business, you guys, if I'm going to break this down, I could go on for an hour and a half, 2 hours on comp plan. But the first thing I'm going to tell you guys is print it off and dive into it. It's like learning a new language, and then study it. Study your commission check. Go click on it. Go play around with it. Like go learn it, because again, I'm a visual. But the main thing is that we get paid to do 2 things: recruit and bring in new distributors. If you're past your 30 days, you get paid the highest to recruit. So focus more on distributors. It is easier to build and work with a distributor than it is for you yourself to bring in 1,000 volume in 1 month. You have 2 people working on that 1,000 versus just 1, right? And then I have 3 distributors, and I have 3 people working on a qualified box, not just 1. So we get paid to build. So build together, build promotions. And again, something that I do is I pick 3 to 5 people. It is my job, my duty, and my obligation to work with them to make sure that they promote this month. If they didn't promote, then it's next month. Then it's next month. Like, I stay on those promotions as long as they're willing to work with me. But you get paid now at this point as a diamond. What's 150 plus 80? 220, like US. So, I'm sorry, but the last time I checked, in order for you to bring in an extra $220 on your paycheck, you have to personally increase your volume, almost 3,000 in volume. So would I rather bring in 3,000 worth in volume myself, or go recruit 3 people, then they're pulling in their 6 customers and there's 3,000 volume. So I am getting $220 plus commission, plus my fast starts on those 3. So distributor, 6 customers, distributor, 6 customers, distributor, 6 customers, 6 customers, distributor, 6. Like, it's just repeat. And instead of looking at the volume as a whole, look at how many people you have to promote to get the whole, if that makes sense. And then as a diamond, you get a 2% increase on your entire group volume outside of any diamonds below you. So that's an easy $200 raise once you're diamond, ish, depending on what your volume is, of course. And then recruiting new, but also realizing that your emerald may not be your emerald next month, and it in fact shouldn't. Those 2 rubies should be the emeralds. And so again, building promotions builds new distributors, which builds volume, which builds promotion, which builds residual income. So you get paid to bring in new people. And so start spending more of your time. And if you're lacking in confidence in the business, think about the business blessings and start sharing those more, because that's what people want. They want those same blessings. They don't care how much money you make. They want the blessings. So, but as a diamond, you guys, it's mad money, like insane. And we get paid to bring in new people, to bring in new customers. It is a lot easier to go find 3 distributors than it is to find 3,000 in volume yourself.
So what's your biggest tip? I want to kind of end on this. What would be your biggest tip on bringing in distributors? I know a lot of people struggle with bringing in distributors. You and I may not struggle there, but a lot of people do. Like, how do you seal the deal with people? How do you get them excited to join you?
It's not, I always love that Cammie says this business is built day by day, not in a day, right? And so every day though, it's my job to ask. Like, you guys, people literally reach out to me and they have no idea they can do what I do. They think they have to have some degree. They think they have to have a marketing license. They think that they have to have gone to college. They don't even think that it's an option. They think I have a job. And I'm like, oh my gosh, am I not doing a good enough job of letting people know? That's feedback, right? So the first thing is ask. The worst they're going to say is no. The second thing is give it time. Okay. Trust the timing. Like, I had a conversation with a girl 2 days ago and I'm like, oh, I know she'll be in the business one day. I know she will one day. That day may not be today, and I'm not going to wait for her day, but today's my day, right? You hear me? So it's my day to go out and find new people. Her day is going to come. My day's today. And so who needs this? Who wants this? Who's hungry for it? And have you even asked? Because if you just dare to freaking ask, you will get a yes. But you have to be prepared that you will get told no over and over and over again. Okay. And so trust the process. But again, if I like this girl, like I know she'll be a distributor, you guys. Wait for our first promotional deal and she will be a freaking distributor and she'll be dang good at it. But for now, in the back of my mind, I don't have an ID number, so I have nobody signing up on Friday. Get that off your list, right? The worst thing you can do for your business is saying, I'm talking to 5 people, they're all going to sign up as customers on Friday. In your mind, you will kick on the brakes. And the same thing goes for distributors. If you have 4 people who say on the 15th when they get paid, they're going to sign up, expect 0. Expect 0. Because on the 15th, 3 out of those 4, I promise you, will not sign up. They won't. I have a girl in my phone right now from a host to post. It was like a 4-point close, like literally the exact conversation. So easy. She gave me everything but her social, has ghosted me for 2 weeks now. I'll keep following up with her, but I don't have her. She's not a distributor. So don't count your chickens before they hatch. And as you really stop depending on the ones that said yes, like I can't even imagine if I was still waiting on the 17 people who told me that one day they're going to. They just don't. Like there's 55 bajillion other people. Go reach out. Go find new. Don't depend on their word. Chances are their word is not today.
That's honestly probably one of the biggest things that I hear from people all the time is, oh my gosh, I've got another distributor. And I'm like, oh my, that's amazing. You got another distributor? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, where did you place them? Oh, well, they haven't signed yet, but I got them. No, girl, you did not.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You know, so that's the thing. And you know what? If you're listening and you're not a leader yet, don't go to your leader and say that all the time. Guess what? I got a loyal. If you have not signed them and you have not, don't have an ID number, don't tell them about it. Tell them when you've closed the deal, because we hear it all day long from thousands of people. I got one. I got another one. I got another one. No, you did not. Come to us when you're done.
Yeah, well, and you guys, it's not that we don't want to celebrate with you. It's not that we don't want to be proud of you. We do, but I also want you to be more discouraged. It's almost like saying to your kids, like, we're going to go to get ice cream tonight. I promise. We're going to go get ice cream. We're going to go get ice cream tonight. And tonight comes, and you're like, maybe tomorrow. And they're like, oh, dang it, man. Like, I was so looking forward to that, right? That's what happens in our brain when we have a distributor. We're all excited, and we're like, woo, I got a distributor. And then when they ghost you, it's like, I have to pull you out of that and remind you to keep going. It's okay. A lot of people say no problem, right? So just note to self, like people are going to tell you Friday all day long. And if Friday comes, follow up with them. Friday comes and they do, but your expectation is that they're not, because something happens in your work ethic too. And you're like, oh, I've got my 3 distributors. They're signing up on the 10th. You literally kick on the brakes, because you're expecting those and you're going to be really disappointed when they don't show up. And then you have to start all over. And you wasted a week and a half from this day to the 15th, depending on 3 people who may never join your business. They might. I'm not saying that they won't and they don't ever, but majority of it is that they won't.
Yeah, we love it. Thank you so much, Amber. This has been amazing. And you guys, as Diamonds and Above, and even some of you who are emerging, we're going to be doing probably more of these, just hopping on and getting more insight. I'm going to be holding Amber to help us every step of the way, because she's just so amazing, is she not? So I would love for us to plan another one where we can dive a lot more into the compensation plan, and for you to teach people, like, really, like, you guys, we have the ticket to unleashing so much income. Some of us leaders have seen it, and I'll tell you, we never thought that we would ever get to where we are. I scrubbed people's toilets for a living before this, okay? I never thought I was going to be a top leader in this business. So just hold on, because we're going to be doing some more of these. But for now, Amber, like, please just close us out with your last tip or word of encouragement or something. But thank you for pouring into us. I know Milen and I are both so happy that you came and did this for us, and we're just so grateful. So what do you got for words for us?
You know, I think this is where I'm going to ask you guys. I'm a yellow, and it's really hard for yellows to ask for things. Okay. I'm going to hold it together. But you guys, my whole passion behind this company is taking this company beyond $1 billion. It's been my why for years, right? And I feel like I have this huge opportunity to truly work piece by piece with so many different people to make it works history this month. Like, I don't know if you guys know that, but we have an opportunity to make a history moment this month. And it's going to be by one distributor, by the next distributor, by the next distributor, by this promotion to this promotion to this promotion. And I want nothing more. Like, forget about double ambassador. Like, I want nothing more than to make history this month. And never in 20 years has sales been higher in June than May, except for this year. And we're right on that threshold, you guys. We're right on that threshold where it could not happen, or we could kick on the gas and it could happen. And so I don't know about you guys, but I want to be a part of that history. And I feel so blessed to know that we can be a part of this history. Like, history only happens once, right? Like, this moment only happens once for Mark. And you guys might not know that family like I do. But if you've ever met Cammie or Kinsey or Pam or Kay or Kyler or Mark or Cindy, like, do it for them. I know that they work so freaking hard. And we have an opportunity to go recruit, to use this pick 2, pick 3, pick 6. In case you're not promoting pick 6, it's like a really cool thing where basically they just double up on the pick 2, pick 3. It's really cool. But like, I am working so hard to make not only a team, but piece by piece by piece by piece this month, being a part of that history. And so if I can just ask that you guys double up on your efforts, that you really dig deep into your organization for promotions, and that we hit history this month. Like, out of all the times in the world, we were all called for such a time as this. And I truly don't feel worthy of it, but I know so much that God called us here. And if we can just do a little bit more, and everyone does a little bit more for the rest of this month, for the rest of the 10 days, I don't know how many days are left in the month, just kick it on, you guys. Do it for the company, do it for the whole, and just know that you are a part of this history in the making. And I feel so blessed. So sign up those customers, sign up those distributors, reach down for that. You help enough people get what they want. You always have enough people of enough of what you want. And promotions is payouts. If you've got people on your team that have bonuses, help them. If you've got people on your team that are loyal to you and they haven't ranked yet, help them. Make this about somebody else, not you, and you're going to go far. So that's my only request for June, is that you guys, you make history this month. And I'm not, nobody told me to say this. This is just something that when I know that Mark has a passion and a dream and something, like, I'll fight to be a part of that. So I feel like I'm on my period or something, and I'm not. It's all emotional, but I feel so blessed. So it's the least we can do, to just kick on the gas and not put on the brakes, you guys. Like, I know some of us are tired. Like, I get it. But think about other people. And when you do, you all of a sudden you won't be tired. You'll be excited to help somebody else. Okay? Whew. I said I was gonna hold it together. You guys got me.
We say that, but that's the yellow in us. If you're red, just love us extra hard.
Yes.
Well,
Red's gonna win too, so.
I know. You're amazing. Milen, did you want to say anything, or before we hop off? This is your team too.
No, I'm good. You said it all. It was perfect.
Thank you for bringing your on and for us to do this together. And Amber, you're just like our favorite person in the whole entire universe. Like, we're so grateful for you. Thanks for pouring into little old us.
Of course, you guys. And if we want to tee up another Zoom, let me know. We'll do it for sure. Love you guys.
Sounds good. ready to learn about the compensation.
Yes, let's do it. Love you guys.